Hi, Patty. We
I'm
made it.
here.
I explained to the girls the situation. I
I
explained
heard
to
you on
them,
my other
you know
computer.
what? She's from the boondocks, and sometimes it just takes a little bit for her to get in. But I'm just glad you got on because you, girl, I just showed that graphic, and I just realized I didn't update your current stats. Yours, they're actually better than that now.
Yes.
What's wrong with me? What's wrong with
I
me?
won't say you neglect me.
Girl, tell the ladies about you. You've been watching, right, about the A1C and about. Tell them, was this you like 6 months ago? Were you just like, oh my gosh, this is totally me? I'm on medications. I go to the doctor. They keep giving me more. I had no idea what insulin resistance was. Talk to the girls. Tell them a little bit about you and tell your story.
You got your popcorn? Don't.
We don't eat popcorn. We have a modification
right.
for popcorn.
That's right. So I started out 20 years now being diabetic, and never, ever, ever, you know, all I'd say was, you got to lose weight. You got to give up sugar. You got to lose weight, you know, give up pasta. And so the price of medication being through the roof, I thought, I got to get off of this. I don't feel good. My sugars were 200s.
Oh my gosh.
You know.
Yeah.
And the insulin just kept going up and up and up, you know, to 100 units of Levemir, and then 50 to 60 before each meal.
So when you were on medications, right? Your blood sugars, they kept raising them, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they weren't getting, your blood sugars weren't getting better, or maybe they did at first and then they kept raising, right? Or they never went down a lot.
They didn't go down too much. I wasn't really a good help at it either with my eating, but you weren't really taught what to eat.
Right.
You know, it was just, well, watch them, you know, keep an eye on them, watch them. So until I learned the real truth from somebody on the screen.
And you actually were kind of blown away with I did a workshop like this a few months ago, and we talked about, you know, insulin resistance and diabetes, and you were like, oh my gosh, that's me. You are like you are where a lot of these women are today, right? Where they're just like kind of frustrated, and they're kind of hanging out in the back, and they're kind of trying to figure out, like, who is this Terry? Is this really the truth? But they're here because they want to get better. They don't feel good, right? Because that was you.
Yes. Same thing with me.
Talk about that. Talk about just how frustrated you were, and how, you know, just what prompted you to just be like, okay, enough is enough. I've got to do this. Otherwise, I'm heading for some major health crisis.
Same thing my mom went through, you know.
What did your mom go through?
Well, she was diabetic, and I, you know, never heard her having any help either. That was in 74, and she died in 2010, and actually 2009. Geez, seems like yesterday.
Yeah.
And she had complications. She was on dialysis, and, you know, then she'd have the heart trouble, and then she had a heart attack, and then she, you know, just died, you know. So anyways, I'm like, and I'm the only kid out of 9 that has it. So it must be somewhat, I don't know. Anyways, so I didn't want to live like that. I didn't like the expense of the medicine. I knew I wanted to lose weight, and I couldn't figure out how. And when I saw your first meetings out of your free Wednesday nights, I kept following, and that's me, and oh my gosh. And I lost a little bit weight before starting with you. And then it took me a year to say, yes, do it. You were begging me, Ingrid was begging me, like, you really need this. You really need this. And I really did.
Because I knew, because I just know so many of you ladies, you just are so sick and tired of feeling sick and tired. But it's like, I also want to know, like, why are they just not taking the steps, right? So this is why I do these classes, because I want to try to give them, you know, the hope and the encouragement that they can do this. Because you did it. Look at you. 6 months in, five and a half months in, and what, you're down 53 pounds, right? 53
yes.
pounds.
Yes.
I did write it down, and I actually have the
30,
graphic for you, and for some reason it didn't save into my presentation, so sorry about that.
35 pound or 35 inches.
Yeah, 53 pounds, 35 inches, and you're off 2.5 medications, off of insulin.
I'm off 4 medications.
Oh, see, now you're off of 4. See, now that's, yeah, you're off of 4. Oh my, yeah, wow.
Yeah, I'm just
Off of
on
4
it.
medications. You're off of all your insulin.
Yes. And
Ladies,
that was,
did you hear this? She's off of all of her insulin. Why are you off your insulin, Patty? What did we do that I talked about today? We fixed the cells, right?
right. Taught me how to eat, how to fix the cells, how to, the intermittent fasting did help, which I thought, forget it, I can't do that.
Yeah.
And as you learn it, it's amazing how, yeah, you can do it and you won't starve.
Did you think you could get off insulin?
No.
Why?
I figured it would be down to lower, but because I never knew how and I didn't think it was possible. I was never taught that insulin or diabetes could be reversed. But after being with you, and it's like, this can happen, and it did. I was shocked with my last blood work in September.
Yeah, and your A1C is down.
A1C was 5.6 in September. I got to hold it there now.
Yeah,
and it
so
was
when you started, it was what? It was
6.2.
Okay, so when you started, it was 6.2, which is type 2.
Right.
Diabetic, right?
Yeah.
And in 3 months, you got it down to 5.6.
Right. And before
ladies, are you hearing this?
When I was first diagnosed 20 years ago, I think it was like 9 point something. I mean, I didn't know what that meant. Just a number. But now, when you learn what it means and what it can do to your body, I didn't want that. Mm-hmm. And you really have to not want being diabetic, insulin, dependent.
Yeah. Well, I mean, seriously, 53 pounds. I mean, you must feel like a different person. 53 pounds lighter.
Yeah. My clothes are still falling off. Now I'm in the closet getting the old clothes that I couldn't wear that I should have got rid of, but now I can fit into it.
And you're no longer on medications that were causing you so many symptoms and causing you so much pain.
Right.
Amazing.
My knees don't hurt. As the insulin comes off and you're losing the weight, you start feeling better. And I never thought I'd have that. I thought knee problems was just forever. I just turned 60. Is that because of my age? I can't, lose it, can't this and that. No, you can lose it no matter what age you are. You have to want it, and this is a way to do it.
Yeah, I knew that you would be just a huge hit tonight, because most of these women who are watching tonight have been told, 1, they will never get off insulin. Once you're a type 2 diabetic, you're always a type 2. 3, you can eat right and stuff, but you're never going to be able to reverse your diabetes. Okay. Yep. And you've done all of them. You've off your medications. We are on your way to reversing your diabetes. Now your A1C is normal. Okay. But in my rule book, we have to maintain 5.6 for at least 6 months before we call it reversed. But you are in the books, you're considered non-diabetic right now, but I like to be careful, right? So right, because A1C went from 9 to 5, but when you started with me, it was 7 something, 6.2. Now it's at 5.6. You're down 50 pounds, 30 inches off your medications.
Yeah. Yep.
In under 6 months.
That's the amazing part. I didn't know it would be that quick. You always said it, but everybody says, okay, yeah, I'll believe it when it happens. And it happened. So very appreciative.
And that's the whole reason why I want all you ladies in this group to just know that you can do this. If Patty can do this, so can you. It is possible. And I want to give you guys encouragement, because you're being told you can't. Right, Patty? And you can.
That's right.
You're 60 years old. Happy birthday, by the way.
Thanks.
But 60 years old, just turned 60 not too long ago. 60 years old, lost 50 pounds, lowered your A1C, on your way to reversing your diabetes. And
Feeling better.
Amazing. Feeling better.
Yeah.
No more aches and pains, right? No more knee pain.
Right. Yeah.
You want
You
to
know,
share the you want to share the funny story or no? Is that too much information? You want to share the funny?
which one?
You want to share the bony butt story or not?
About my husband? Well, we farm, and we were trying to work on this tractor, and he's got trouble getting up and down and doing this and that. So it takes two people to, I think we're greasing the wheels or something. So I'm going to get up in the tractor. Well, it was also up in blacktop, and I was standing down a little bit in grass. So he goes, "Do you need a boost?" I'm like, "Probably, you know." So he takes his hands and he's going to go shove my butt as soon as I bounce myself up. I'm barely up through the push, and he goes, "Man, do you have a bony butt?" I'm like, I could barely finish climbing up the ladder. I was laughing so hard. I'm like, "Oh, I guess I lost some back there too."
Like the best compliment your husband could ever give you is that you have a bony butt, right?
Yeah. You know, it's, I'm proud of you, and this and that. He says, "But man, you got a bony butt."
I love it. Patty, again, I am just beyond not only proud of you, but I'm just happy for you because
Yeah.
I know how miserable it was, you know, for you and how you felt before. And
Yep.
I'm just so happy for you. You are just
I
an
was
addict.
hiding. I was hiding. And now, you know, excuse me, you will have your ups and downs through it. So don't think it's a, excuse me, easy ride right away.
Right.
I've been talking too much. And you do have ups and downs, but you know how to get over them. It's just the perfect scenario.
Yeah, it's like it's most. I always say this, like in this group, we attract the women in this group that want to do the work. They just don't know how to do it. They want to do it, they just
Right.
don't know how. So we're the how. I'm like the how. I'm like, just come on, girls, come on. I got your back. You just gotta want to do it. You just gotta make the decision that you want to get better, and then you learn, and then you just start doing it. You know, and because most women are so smart in this group, you know, and they want to do this, they just are scared because they don't think they can because they've been told they can't. So I knew you would be the perfect person to give them encouragement, to encourage them and tell them that they can do it because you did it in under 6 months.
You
And you've
also
had
learn,
diabetes for 20 years.
yeah, that's scary. You also learn from the other women in this group with the questions they ask that you're coaching on, or you never would have thought of it. Like, oh yeah, that is kind of like me. And you learn how to get through things you don't know that you needed to get through. So it's really well worth it. And it's a true story. I'm not here to sell her, but she sells herself. It's, you know.
Well, listen, I'm so grateful for you. I'm so thankful that you've had such amazing success. You're an amazing woman. And thank you for sharing and just giving these women a little bit of hope, you know, and encouragement because so many of them think that it's impossible. And you've just shared tonight that it's not impossible. So
Any
thank
questions
you,
they have, you're welcome. Thank you.
Patty. It's good
Any
to
questions they
I
have,
could talk to you all night because you're so fun to talk to. But I got Ingrid waiting, trying to
get some good
trying
food.
to, yeah, poor thing. She's trying to get in and do some cooking. So we're gonna do some
All right.
cooking. So I'm gonna put you back
Ingrid, back to you.
to watch, so you can still watch if you want. So there you go. All right, Patty. Thank you, darling. Mwah.
Bye.
Bye. Isn't that amazing, you guys? 20 years being a type 2 diabetic on multiple medications, and in under 6 months, she was able to lose 53 pounds, 35 inches. She's off 4 for medications, no more insulin, no more insulin, and she will have reversed her diabetes. She's already under 5.6, which in the technical, you know, terms is not diabetic anymore. But like I said, I'm very particular. And if she maintains that 5.6 or lower for 6 months, she can go back to her doctor and she will be diagnosed as not, she will be undiagnosed. Is that the word? She will no longer be diabetic because she's fixed her body. She fixed her cells and she's doesn't have any medications anymore to manage it. That's incredible. And this is what you guys can do. So all this information that I'm going to be teaching you this week is going to help, you know, get you going